Hi, everybody. Finally, welcome to another lecture of our basic English series. In this English series, we are covering every basic fundamental grammar that one should learn if you are starting to learn English from the scratch. So, today we will be covering the topic of modals. First, let us understand what are modals. So, first of all, modals are the helping verbs. Helping verbs, it means वो words जो आपकी हेल्प करते हैं verbs की हेल्प करते हैं verb means action as we have already seen so जो action words की हेल्प करते हैं वो helping verbs होते हैं so modals are also like helping verbs that show ability possibility permission advice और necessity कहने का मतलब है कि modals वो words होते हैं like can should which tell you the whole situation कि आप पूछना चाह रहे हो बोलना चाह रहे हो सजेस्ट करना चाह रहे हो या what are you exactly looking forward so they are always used with the base form of the verb कहने का मतलब है अगर आप एक modal यूज कर रहे हो if you are using a modal like can तो you will always say that for example you can say you can stand always the base form you can standing you can stood no always the base form of that verb we will use after the modal let us see what are the very common modals here so the first modal we can see is can in Hindi we can directly say सकता word तो जब भी हम कहते हैं वो कर सकता है आ सकता है जा सकता है this is the reference word which you can use जब भी हमें कुछ कहना है so can is a modal next is could may might must should shall will and would these are the common modals that we should learn abhi hi I have explained that modals are like helping verbs just like other helping verbs like is am are was were so in the place of is am are was were we place the modals like can could should would all these things when do we use modals many people ask this question कि where to use how to use so when do we use कब use करते हैं first is to show the ability ability in sense of प्रेजेंट एबिलिटी यानी कि आप कर क्या सकते हो इस तरीके से इफ यू वांट टू स्पीक देन यूज कैन फॉर एग्जांपल आई कैन स्पीक मैं बोल सकती हूँ तो दिस इज शोइंग माय एबिलिटी सेकंड इज कुड इफ द सेम एबिलिटी आप पास्ट के बारे में बात कर रहे हो जैसे मैं बोल सकती थी आई कुड स्पीक यू से ना आई कुड स्पीक व्हेन यू केम मैं बोल सकती थी जब आप आए कि ऐसा हुआ था तो उस समय पे यू विल नॉट यूज कैन यू विल यूज कुड You can take example here. It's written she can swim. वो swim कर सकती है. So we are saying that she has the potential. She has the ability to swim. Next is he could run fast when he was younger. Again, when he was younger, we are talking about the past time. So we are mentioning he could run. Next is that when we have to take permission, we use modals. So, for example, can, may, or could. While taking the permission, you remember while entering your school or your classes, you used to ask, may I come in, ma'am? May I come in, sir? Again, you know now it is a modal. May is a modal and we use it to ask permissions. Can I leave early? क्या मैं जल्दी जा सकता हूँ? Again, you are wanting permission from somebody else. Third is possibility. Possibility matlab chances. So words like may, might, could helps you to know कि कितनी possibility है and how much is the possibility of this particular thing to happen. Example, it may rain today. It is a very basic example for may. शायद आज बारिश हो. So again, you don't know, you are not sure, but there are chances. So you say it may rain today. Next is she might be busy. हो सकता है वो busy हो. Again, there are chances कि वो busy हो. So you use might to see the possibility of the particular situation. Third is we use modals generally when we have to give advice to the other people. So we can use like should, ought to. These are the words to give suggestion to somebody. So in this we can see the example you should sleep early. आपको जल्दी सोना चाहिए. अगर आपको कहना था you can sleep early उसका मतलब होता आप जल्दी सो सकते हो. But if you said you should sleep early, it means that आपको जल्दी सोना चाहिए. So you should sleep early, you are giving advice to the other person. Same goes with ought to also. जब आपको कोई काम करना ही चाहिए, you use in a professional way ought to. So you ought to sleep early. Next is we use modals when we have to show necessity or very strong rule. When you have to say that, this should be done, this must be done, or uske you are very adamant about it, ki hona hi chahiye. So in that case, to show the necessity and urgency, we use the modal must or we can use have to. You have heard from people when they say, you have to come to our wedding, you have to come to our class. They are showing compulsion कि आपको करना ही करना है. So in this kind of situation, we use must or have to. You can see the example. You must wear a helmet. आपको helmet पहनना ही चाहिए. इसमें कोई option नहीं है. It is a necessity. Next, you can use the modals just for giving offers or maybe suggestions again. So, for example, you use shall or will to offer something. For example, shall we start? Again, you are taking a permission, you are offering that should we start or should we begin with the opportunity? So, इस तरीके से you are asking for the permissions and then or maybe asking for the suggestions. I will help you. मैं आपकी help करूँगा. Yes, this goes in the future tense, but again, you are giving a suggestion that don't worry, I will help you. In this case, will terms as the modal. Next are the rules of modals. See, there are a lot of rules in grammar, but when we generally talk about modals or any other thing, we need to be very sorted. So, the first rule is always use the base form. I have already told it above. What you don't have to do, you have to remember. So, as I said, base form should be used of the particular verb. अगर stand है तो stand ही रखना है, stood नहीं बोलना है. Can है तो can ही रखना है, could नहीं. It will change everything, तो base form रखेंगे. Stand, come, sit, whatever you want to say. So, she can dance. We have to say so here we use the modal can. But if we said she can dances, it will be wrong. We can't use dances. We can't use SES, right? See, no S, no ED or no ING after the modals. So if you're using any word after the modal, like can in this situation, you don't have to use any ED or any S here. Next is fill in the blanks. As always, we always practice a few examples, and I always tell you to practice so many by your own at your home and let us know. So the first fill up we have to do here is you dash finish your homework before playing. It easily says that आपको अपना homework finish करना चाहिए खेलने से पहले. This can be a suggestion also. This can be a compulsion also. हो सकता है आपकी मम्मा कह रहे हैं कि खेलने से पहले करना ही करना है खत्म या हो सकता है वो कह रहे हो कि बच्चा आपको करना चाहिए. So if it is a suggestion, you will go for should. But if it is a compulsion, you will go for must. Got it? Then the second is that it dash rain today, take an umbrella. Now there is a possibility. So we can use may or might. हो सकता है आज बारिश हो या शायद आज बारिश हो. Depending upon the chances, we use may and might. Third is dash I borrow your pen. Again, we are asking for the permission. So for permission, क्या मैं आपका पेन ले सकता हूँ? And similar wise, we can use may I use your pen? May I take your pen? To ask the permissions, you can use can or may. Next is she dash speak three languages. Now it is clearly showing that the sentence is talking about the ability of a person. So we can easily use that she can speak multiple languages or three languages. So here we can say can. The last is we dash leave early to avoid the traffic. We dash leave early. It means either we are suggesting somebody, we can use should, that we should leave early. If we are telling somebody as a necessity or urgency or compulsion, we can say we must leave early. And अगर आप उनको एक ability की तरह कह रहे हैं, if you're telling as a ability, you can leave early. आप जल्दी जा सकते हो. You can use can in this situation. So in this way, we can see that same thing can differ in meanings just by one single word, and that is modal. So make sure you use modals at the right place so that you translate whatever you want to do in the correct language and in the correct form. Take care. We will meet in the next lecture. Thank you.